Here's something I really want to emphasize. Never ignore seated kicking practice. It's the foundation of both freestyle and backstroke kicks. If I kick like this, it gets tiring really fast. You can't keep it up for long, right? But if you kick gently and slowly in the water, you can keep going for 30 minutes, even an hour. While doing that, take a look around. Watch how the good swimmers do it. You'll start to notice things. That person's great at butterfly and backstroke. That one's still struggling. Whoa, that guy's doing it all wrong. Just take a look around and observe. While you're looking around, here's what really matters. Make sure your knees are straight when you kick. If you get this right now, later on when you're kicking face down in the water, you'll be able to do it much more effectively. You get what I mean, right? Let me say it one more time. It's that important. Seated kicking is everything when it comes to freestyle and backstroke kicks. People skip this step, and that's why even if their freestyle kick is okay, their backstroke kick often falls apart. That's why so many people end up skipping backstroke altogether. Hi there, I'm Deokji. Today we're going to learn about freestyle kicking. There are several ways to practice freestyle kicking: seated kicking, wall kicking, face down kicking, floating kicks, and finally using a kickboard. Let's start with the first one, seated kicking. For seated kicking, sit as close to the pool edge as possible. Sit right at the edge, just about to fall in. Keep your knees straight, point your toes, place your hands behind you for support, and kick big, up and down. And while you're kicking like this, the coach starts shouting from the side, "Faster, come on, even faster, let's go." Then after just 1 minute of fast kicking, your leg cramps up and you end up stretching it out and massaging it, right? It's exhausting. So, can you kick slower? Of course you can. Go ahead and take it slow. But what if even that feels too hard? Then what? Just put your feet into the water, straighten your knees, and gently swish your legs back and forth. Try to make the kicks a little bit bigger. Some people ask me this, "Coach, I noticed you bend your knees a little when you kick. Even the professional swimmers bend their knees a lot." And yes, that's true. So why do I still teach you to keep your knees straight? If beginners start by bending their knees, they end up kicking like this, all over the place, and later on, their whole swimming form falls apart. That's why you need to keep your knees straight and your toes pointed. Kick like a stiff plank of wood at first. Over time, it'll become smooth and natural. You get it, right? That's why, even if it feels awkward or tough at first, you still need to kick with your knees straight and your toes pointed. Got it? Remember, if it feels too hard, just swish your legs gently in the water. Alright, now for the second step, wall kicking. Grab the wall and gently push with your elbows. This will help your body float up. It's best to keep your body horizontal. That's how you get a proper splash when you kick. If you're someone who says, "Even when I push with my elbows, my body still doesn't float," you can just ask the person next to you to help lift you up a little with a kickboard. That's totally fine. Now let's say you're floating. How do you know if your body is really horizontal? You'll feel your hips just barely touching the surface, almost in, almost out. That feeling means your body is horizontal. Now you can start kicking. And when you do, there's no need to tense up or use too much force. Because as you kick, your body will naturally float, so you can relax your arms or even stretch them out. Got it? That's wall kicking. And if you want to practice breathing, like pa, while holding the wall, that's actually a great way to train. While you're kicking, go ahead and add in the breathing, pa. By adding the pa breathing, you're training two things at the same time. Third, we have face down kicking. This one works especially well for kids. And why is that? For adults, it can feel a bit awkward to lie face down on the poolside in a swimsuit. It's just not the most comfortable position. That's why face down kicking is best done with kids. Now the fourth step, floating kick. Floating kick means exactly what it sounds like, letting your body float on the water while you kick. As you're doing the floating kick, if you get out of breath, just pull your arms and legs in and stand up, then float again and keep kicking. When you're tired, stand up again. That's how you practice it. Alright, next is kicking with a kickboard. A kickboard may look the same on both sides, but there's usually a slightly curved or trimmed edge. That side should always face down. There are two ways to hold the kickboard. You can grab the front or the back when you hold the front. Just wrap all of your fingers around the front edge of the kickboard. When holding the back of the kickboard, place your thumbs underneath and the other 4 fingers on top. One thing to watch out for, whether you're holding the front or the back, don't bend your elbows like this. Always keep your arms straight, no matter where you hold the board. When holding the front of the kickboard, keep your head up as you kick, like this. Hold the back of the kickboard when you want to practice kicking with breathing. Some people say, I can kick just fine when I hold the back, but I struggle when I try to kick with my head up. Yep, that happens. If you can manage to kick with your head up, you've basically mastered over 90% of proper kicking. But some people say, it just feels uncomfortable or weird to kick with my head up. That just means your kicking technique isn't fully developed yet. But remember I said that's 90% of kicking, so what's the other 10%? If you want to check whether your freestyle kick is really working, try doing backstroke kicking. And why is that? Whether you're kicking face down or flipped over, the freestyle kick is the same in theory. But when you actually try it, it feels completely different. So if you want to move into backstroke comfortably, you have to master freestyle kicking first. No exceptions. Otherwise, you'll end up being good at freestyle, but totally stuck when it comes to backstroke. With freestyle, even a weak kick still moves you forward a bit, but if your backstroke kick isn't working, you won't go anywhere at all. So if you're good at freestyle kicking, backstroke usually follows naturally. But if your freestyle feels solid and your backstroke still isn't working, chances are your kicking technique still isn't quite there yet. That's why you should never ignore freestyle kicking, otherwise you might end up giving up on backstroke completely. A lot of people struggle with kicking while holding the board and keeping their head up. Why? Because they're tensing up their arms, and when your arms are tense, your upper body sinks down like this. Relax your arms and drop your shoulders. You're supposed to lower your shoulders, but instead, this is what usually happens. And that's what causes the kickboard to press down and sink into the water. So, what kind of practice should you do? Put your feet on the pool side, lower your shoulders, relax your arms, and practice holding that straight, extended position. You have to do this practice if you want to kick forward while holding the board and keeping your head up. Some people can do head-up kicking right from the start, but if it's not working for you, you really need to try this method. Otherwise, you'll end up with a bent, sloppy posture like this. If your posture is bent like that, your feet will keep sinking when you kick with the board, and that makes it really hard to create a proper splash. Whether you're kicking fast or slow, your feet should always make at least a light splash. If your feet stay completely underwater, that means your kick isn't working. You get what I mean, right? So whether you're going fast or slow, always make sure you're creating that little splash. That's the key. I had someone just like that. This person had been swimming for about 5 years, really putting in effort with freestyle, but they just weren't moving forward in the water. So I took a closer look and realized the kick just wasn't working, so I told them directly, "Today, I am going to fix your freestyle kick once and for all." I said, "Would you trust me and just follow what I say?" They replied, "Coach, I've been doing this for 5 years and it's still not working." I told them, "Let me fix it, just trust me this once." And they said, "All right, I will." So here's what I told them. Go sit over there at the poolside and gently kick your legs in the water. I told them, don't kick hard like this, just gently swish your legs in the water and keep going until I say stop. And what really amazed me was this. Even after 5 years of swimming, they didn't take it personally or feel offended. They just said, "Yes, coach, got it," and quietly practiced for a full hour. So near the end of class, I said, "Why don't you try swimming 1 lap of freestyle?" They did, and when they came back, they said, "Coach, freestyle feels so much easier now." And that's it, everyone. It's all about the foundation, the fundamentals. Practice your breathing, your arms and your legs, each one fully, then start putting them together, one at a time. Of course, it's possible to move on to the next step, even if your kicking isn't quite there yet. Kicking alone can get boring, so go ahead and start mixing in arm movements and even breathing as you go. But in the end, you always come back to it, back to kicking, back to the basics. So even if it feels a little boring, it's best to just keep repeating it. The more you practice, the better you'll get. In the end, that's what becomes the fastest way to improve your swimming. To wrap it up simply, when doing seated kicking, keep your knees straight and your toes pointed. For wall kicking, push against the wall to lift your body up first, then begin kicking. And once you start kicking, make sure to relax your arms. Third, face down kicking. That one's best for children only. And fourth, the one I emphasize most, floating kick. While you're doing floating kicks, if you run out of breath, just stand up, then float again and keep going. And remember, always keep your focus on your knees. Fifth, when you're kicking with a kickboard, if you're combining it with breathing, hold the back of the board and go pa, as you kick. If you're holding the front, just keep your head up and focus on kicking. When you're kicking with your head up, the kickboard shouldn't be sinking underwater. And don't forget, put your feet up on the wall, let the kickboard float, and practice relaxing your whole body. Got it? Alright, that wraps up today's lesson. Thanks for watching.